This is Osemerin. This channel is where women, especially high achieving and ambitious women, rebuild their identity, reclaim their power, and learn to lead with purpose, not pressure. So, if you are a woman who feels empty, lost, or unfulfilled despite your achievements, then you are home. Welcome to a new era of identity rooted life and leadership. Join me as we kick off with a 5-part series titled Identity First. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. There comes a moment in every high achieving woman's life when her accomplishments no longer match her internal world. Not because she is failing, but because she's outgrowing the identity she was trained to live inside. Most women never name this moment. They call it burnout, they call it confusing, and sometimes they call it something feels off. But here's the truth: your life can evolve while your identity stays the same. And when that happens, something inside you begins to ache quietly, persistently, calling you back to the woman you were designed to be. Today, we begin that return. Identity begins long before awareness. Before you understood who you were taught who to be. You learned to be the responsible one, the strong one, the high performer, the quiet one, the fixer, the mature one, the girl who never needed anything. These identities weren't chosen, they were assigned. And while they may have protected you, they also shaped your emotional patterns, your confidence, your leadership style, your boundaries, your decisions, your definition of success. Many high achieving women are not leading from identity, they are leading from assignments. They are living out roles that were handed to them before they ever had the language to question them. I once worked with a woman who had been the strong one her entire life. Everyone depended on her, everyone admired her resilience. But when she finally admitted she was tired, she whispered it like a confession. Because the assigned identity didn't allow her to need anything. She had outgrown the role, but the role hadn't released her. This is the danger. You can outgrow an identity and still live inside it. The conditioned self is a version of you shaped by survival, praise, expectations, cultural norms, family roles, fear of disappointing people, and the unspoken rules you never agreed to. This is the identity built from what others needed you to be. And here's the trap: success reinforces the conditioned self. If being the strong one earned you approval, you learned never to break. If being the high performer earned you praise, you learned to never rest. If being the reliable one made you valuable, you learned to never need anything. High achieving women often mistake conditioning for identity. They assume the version of themselves that works is the version that is true. But conditioning is not identity. Conditioning is adaptation, and adaptation is not authenticity. Then one day something shifts, not dramatically, not loudly, but undeniably. A quiet ache, a sense of misalignment, a whisper that says, "This version of me is too small." This is the identity fracture. The moment the woman you were trained to be can no longer contain the woman you are becoming. Identity fractures don't happen because you are lost. They happen because you are awakening. They happen when your internal truth begins to outgrow your external identity. I once coached a woman who had built a life that looked perfect on paper: career, influence, stability. But she told me, "I feel like I'm living inside a version of myself that expired years ago." That is the identity fracture. It is not a breakdown, it is a breakthrough. It is the called self-rising, the truer version of you, untouched by pressure, performance, or expectation. She's not new, She is original. The cult self is the woman you were designed to be before the world taught you who to become. She's clearer, calmer, wiser, more grounded, more powerful, more aligned. She leads from identity, not from performance, from clarity, not pressure, from truth, not expectation, and she is always present. Even when buried under years of conditioning, your core self is not a fantasy, she is a direction. She is the internal compass that keeps pushing you forward even when your external life tries to hold you back. Women who lead from the core self don't lead louder, they lead clearer. Their presence shifts rooms because their identity is anchored. Identity work does not begin with becoming, it begins with unbecoming, unlearning the rules, unlearning the expectations, unlearning the performance. Ask yourself, what parts of me are inherited? What parts of me are outdated? What parts of me are performative? What parts of me no longer fit the woman I'm becoming? Identity is not discovered, it is revealed. And revelation begins with release. You cannot step into your core self while holding on to the identities that kept you safe but no longer keep you aligned. This week, pay attention to the moments when your conditioned identity tries to lead, and notice the quiet strength of the woman rising beneath it. Because the journey back to yourself doesn't begin with force, it begins with awareness. In the next episode, we explore the architecture beneath your thoughts and why your mindset is not the root of your life. Your identity is. See you next week.